Hey friends, Jessica here with Creators Couture, and I'm back with a really fun little lettering exercise today. So I thought it'd be fun to do some Barbie inspired lettering in honor of the movie coming out. And we're kind of having this little pink sort of plastic effect, a little glitter. So I thought it'd be fun, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to do this with when you have the right Photoshop brushes. So the brushes that I'm using are actually from the iridescent and holographic collection. I'm using one of the wet paint brushes from this collection, and also I'm using one of the multicolor brushes. And I am also using some layer styles that I created from this Creative Couture collection. And I'm actually using the one of the rich glitter textures, which I created as a layer style. But you can also use your own glitter texture if you have one available. So let's get started. So just to kind of give you a little overview, I started with this wet brush stroke, and what really gives it that pop is adding a little bit of bevel and emboss and a little bit of drop shadow. And then I use the iridescent brush behind it to kind of give this little kind of a glitter effect, but I used what did I use? I used the Rich Glitter 1 layer style. So let's kind of get started here. And I put some little accents. I'm going to show you all my tips and tricks. So I got a demo file here to get me started. And also, if you're a member, you can download my files, my demo files, and the brushes. And even you can use my file in your own items, even for sale, as long as it's part of a new work. So let's just go to Window, Arrange, 2-up Vertical. And let's pop the one that I'm working on over here, and we'll keep this for reference. So we'll have our little reference file here. And so yeah, I just thought I would do something silly. So I'm going to make this a lettering like this. So we're going to say slay. Why not? We're feeling very of the moment here. And so first of all, I'm going to go to my wet paint brushes. And I've actually started a little folder of some Barbie kind of inspired brushes. So if you're a member, you can download these, or I'll have the links down below. Most of these are pulled from my collections. And also, if you're a member, I'll have, I've been playing around with different palettes for my wet brushes. So I've got a bunch of different palettes that I'm working on for like Barbie inspired collections. So you can check them out. But this one, the main one that I'm starting with is this wet, it's the wet iridescent brush number 3, and I'm loading it with some pink to get that, this nice kind of plasticky lettering. So I'm just going to show you the brush as it is, and I've actually got on the demo file the layer styles already applied, but I'm going to just do it without any layer style applied. So this is the brush stroke that I'm using. And most of you guys are familiar with my wet paint technique, but what's involved is sampling multiple colors. So you get these really beautiful color mixing brush strokes here. And it really feels more organic than, say, like using some sort of just a 3D effect or whatever. Although we will enhance it with the bevel and emboss a little bit, but we get all these beautiful sort of swirls and stuff coming out because of the sampling the multiple colors. So it's just really gorgeous, and it doesn't feel so technical and just like a layer style effect. So, but again, that's the wet paint iridescent. I believe it's brush 3. So I was playing around with making some palettes here. And so I loaded this one up with, I was just playing, these are kind of, if you guys use my brushes, you'll be familiar with this. So I was just, playing with laying some color down, and then I also played around with doing a spin effect, like going to filter, blur gallery, and doing a radial blur on some of these. And so what I ended up sampling from was this one, which had a couple highlights in it, which was good. And to sample the brush stroke, you click Option or Alt if you're on a PC, and then click on the area you want to sample. You'll see it loaded up in here. And then, you can see the brush stroke. But here I'll sample from some of my other areas of the palette. So I'm going to let's sample from this one. We're going to get a bit of a darker paint stroke here. You can see it's kind of blending in with the background, but that's another really nice stroke. So, you can just play around with sampling different areas. but I'm just going to use the brush. I've already got it loaded up with color, but of course, if you change the brush size, the color will drop out and you'll need to use the palette to load it up. So let's just, I'm going to use my own thing as a guide here. So let's just draw these in now. So I will just go like this. Oh, and if your lettering is not looking so smooth, you can always pull this up, the brush stroke smoothing, so that all your strokes look a little bit more smooth, even if maybe your hands are not that, your hand coordination is not that smooth. So that is usually me. And so let's just do something like this. Okay, that's cute. And I'm not going to worry if it's perfect. Did I connect these or not? Yeah, I did. Okay. So let's just continue. And I'm just going to do one at a time, but we get those nice little sort of effects here. A little bit different than this one here, but anyway, not going to worry. So, and also with the wet brush strokes, depending on where you sample the colors in the images, it's always going to look a little different if you're drawing up to down, left to right, right to left, because of what colors are sampled here. So when I draw my brush stroke going like this way, it's going to have the highlights on here. If I go in this direction, it's going to be lighter. It's going to look different colors this way and this way. So that's really fun. This one where I sampled, it looks a little bit lighter than my demo, but whatever, it's fine. So let's just continue this. So as you can see, I'm not a lettering artist, but I can still make some cool stuff. So why not? So let's go like that, and that's good enough. So we're already getting a bit of dimensionality here with this. Looks a little bit lighter than my other one, but it's okay. But what we're going to do is I'm going to copy this layer style and apply it to my layer. So it's already got that like kind of a dimensional feeling. So I'm going to copy my layer style and then paste it over here. I use a keyboard shortcut. I'm on a Mac and I do Command Shift. I think I might have custom programmed this in actually, but it helps me because I copy and paste layer styles a lot. So if you need to make your own keyboard shortcuts, you can go to here and type those in. So I copy and paste the layer style like that, or I could have just put it on this layer, but you will have that layer. Let's type this text. And so we've just got a little bit of bevel and emboss and a little bit of drop shadow on here, and you can always, hopefully you don't hear that siren, you know, you can always play with it and make it brighter or lighter, just depending on, you know, the size of your, you know, your document and everything, but that's fine for me. So I'm just going to say, hey, that's cool. So now we've got that little sort of plasticky tone on tone, pink on pink lettering. So we're already on a good start here. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to put the glitter layer below. So if we check out over here, I just played around with this, like having some glitter behind it. I thought that was really fun. And what's fun is I'm using this iridescent and holographic brush, which has this little, it's got a pattern built in of leopard print, which is very Barbie. And it's also pressure sensitive. So if you see up here, I painted this with a lighter pressure and then I built up into heavier pressure, and you can see that pressure sensitivity there, and it's like more opaque and less opaque depending on the pressure. So that was really fun. So I just kind of had a little fun with that behind my lettering, just to have, you know, because Barbie is like pink, it's sparkly, it's fun. So what I'm going to do, it's iridescent and holographic 34p, and I'm just going to make a new layer here. So I am painting this in the exact same color as the background. So if I put this over here, you can see this brush. So as you can see, it's got a nice little, what do you call it, pattern of that, what do you call it, leopard print. So, and I'm just doing it in a single color. But when I apply that, when I apply the layer style, so here I'll put rich glitter one color, it's going to be in the glitter of whatever color you're painting in. So if I painted this, let's say in blue, then it would be blue glitter. But I'm painting it in pink, so it will match perfectly. And using that iridescent and holographic brush 34P. So I just, oops, let's delete that. So here's the glitter layer. I already have it applied for you. And I just made some accent like this and with a light pressure, and then I kind of built, and then we had some like heavy pressure here. So you can just play around with it, but I liked having that playing around with the pressure. And one thing I wish we could do is have smooth, oh wait, no, I can have smoothing because I'm doing a one color brush stroke. If I had a, the only thing that I hate is that you can't have smoothing on the pattern stamp brush strokes. So you can just have a little fun, add some glitter wherever you want, just, you know, what have you. Play around with it. I'll add some where it's like lighter. Here we've got light, there you've got more. And I just really like that kind of luminescence that it gives it. And I thought that was a really fun accent. So it might not look as good as my original demo here. Let's pull this over. Usually when I do it on my, when I'm recording, it's not quite as good, but you know, you can just play around there anyway. There's no right or wrong. So one thing though that I did do is that I wanted to add a little bit extra drama. So let's go window, arrange, consolidate all the tabs. That's better. So one thing though that I did do is I thought I'd add just a little bit of drop shadow, like a little bit of shadow behind it to kind of make those letters pop. So I put one layer behind everything and I put the blend mode to multiply. And then I took this, just any soft brush, it's just got a soft tip, and I have it on low opacity here. And I just drew on a little bit here, and I kind of wanted to add a little bit of drop shadow behind, you know, some of this to add just a little bit extra drama, you know, and you can kind of make it look like it's a little bit more, you know, popping off. So let's see here. You can see, did I add, I think I deleted it already from here, but you know, it just can add a little bit extra drama behind your lettering. So you can just add it like in some places. I don't even worry, honestly, I don't even worry about like the direction and making things perfect. I just like to play around and have no rules. So I'm not like worried, okay, the lighting is coming from this direction. I'm like, okay, it's fine. So that's something you can do. And then the last thing that I did was to add some stars from, these are also from my iridescent and holographic collection. And they're just some like, wait, where am I putting them? Okay, up here. Just in white. And so I think that adds just that nice little sort of Barbie sort of plasticky effect, and just adds a little lightness to it. So add them wherever you like, and that's it. So obviously, here's my demo. I sampled, so I got like a little bit of a lighter pink whenever I did the demo, but you know, you can just play around with where you sample from the image, the palette image, and you know, just have some fun like that. So that is how you can do some Barbie style lettering. If you have any questions, just let me know down below in the comments, and I'll link all of my products used and my foundation tutorials down below. And don't forget to subscribe, give it a like if you enjoyed it. And I'm always listening to see if you guys have some suggestions on what you would like to see next. I do have a couple Barbie inspired things that I'm gonna add on here too, but I do have some exciting products, new brush collections in the works, so stay tuned for that. All right, I'll see you on the next tutorial.